my lovely little coffee beans. My name is Sarah. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing the January book tag. This is the third year that I'm doing this book tag, third year in a row. Look at me go. This tag was created by Jan over at Jan Agaton, who's one of my very best friends on BookTube, and I just love her so much. Go subscribe if you aren't already, but I'm pretty sure that you already are. Anyways, let's just hop right into the tag. First question, what was the last and first, if you remember, book you read last year? So the last book I read last year, I mean, I'm filming this when it's still 2023, so whatever, but I just finished my last book of 2023. And that book was, I have it right next to me actually, Heartstopper Volume 5. It took every ounce of, what is it called? What would you call it? It took every ounce of my self-restraint to not read this on release day, but I knew that I wanted to end the year off on a high note and that this would give me the 5-star feels, and it definitely did, so I'm so glad that I saved the best for last. And Nick and Charlie are just everything to me. They are my babies. Like, I love them so much, and I can't not gush about Heartstopper because it's truly changed my life in a lot of ways. And the first book that I read in 2023 was Genderqueer, which is a graphic novel as well, but that one is a memoir, and it was very good. I gave that one 5 stars. Next question, what is your first read this year? My first read of 2024 is going to be Barbarian's Touch by Ruby Dixon. I've already pre-ordered this book. It comes out January 2nd, and I'm literally so excited to read it. Obviously, I could just go ahead and read it right now because all the books in the series are already out. It's just the special edition copies that are being released every couple of months or so. So I could technically read it on the 1st and then just get the hard copy of it afterwards. But it'll definitely be my first book of 2024, and I am stoked. I love the Ice Planet Barbarian series so freaking much. They're all just so much fun, and I just love huge blue men being barbarians and being simps. What else is there to say? Question number 3. Share 3 of your reading goals for this year. I have a ton of reading goals for 2024, but I will keep it to 3 for the sake of this video. I don't want it to be like a million years long. First reading goal is I want to read 100 books. I said in my last January book tag, we'll always keep it at 100 books just because I would rather be able to surpass my goal rather than struggle to meet it. I have learned now about myself that it's very much possible for me to read over 100 books in a year, but again, I don't want to stress myself out about it and be like, oh, let's up it to 200, and then I don't meet it and I'm upset with myself for not meeting it. So I feel like 100 is still high. 100 is still a high reading goal, but I would just rather be able to check it off when I get to it than be scrambling at the end of the year to meet it at like 200 or 300. And then my next goal is to complete the Buzzwordathon this year. Last year I kind of fell off. The other years I made sure that I completed the buzzword for that month. But yeah, 2023 was not my year with the Buzzwordathon reading challenge, but this year we're gonna get back on the horse and we're gonna complete it, and it's gonna be amazing. And then my next goal is one that I don't think I will be able to meet, but I'm gonna set it anyways, and that is to get the series I'm in the middle of down to 24 by the end of the year. Yes, I'm choosing 24 because 2024, it goes, and 24 is my favorite number, my lucky number, so we're doing it. My series I'm in the middle of list as it stands right now is above 50. However, it is including the ones that I'm caught up on, so there's nothing else out right now, but there are more books in the series that will be coming out later, if that makes sense. So it's about 40-ish, I think, or like 35-ish that I'm in the middle of that I still can actively read books in the series to get caught up to publication. And then I have a bunch of series that I want to start in 2024. So 24 is kind of crazy to set, but I'm gonna do it anyways, and we're gonna see if I meet that goal at the end of the year. Question number 4, share 3 of your most anticipated releases. I have a lot. I actually made a spreadsheet of all of the book releases I'm looking forward to in 2024, and the list is long, but the 3 off the top of my head that I'm most excited for are Court of Wolves by K.A. Knight, that comes out the 27th of January. It is, I don't know if it's the last book, but it's one of the books in the Courts of Kings. I don't know what the series is called, but the first 2 books, Court of Nightmares and Court of Death, were so freaking good, and I just can't wait for the 3rd book. It's gonna be Chef's Kiss, and Amanda and I are actually going to be doing sprints on February 2nd, which is the first Friday of February, and we're going to be reading Court of Beasts together because we have done live reading sprints for the first 2 books, so why not continue the trend and read live with you guys? So that's one. Another one is The Homewrecker by Sarah Kate. Sarah Kate is my queen, as you may know, and I can't wait for this book because the first book, The Anti-Hero, was a 5-star read for me. So good, and I will read anything Sarah Kate writes. She can do no wrong. I love her so much, and I can't wait for that book. I cannot wait. And then another book I'm really looking forward to in 2024 is Only in Forever by Chloe Leese, which is the last book in the Bergman Brothers series, and I will be mourning that loss once I finish this book. But it comes out in April, which is my birthday month, so happy birthday to me. Thank you, Chloe, for that. And I already have the book pre-ordered. It's gonna be amazing, just like all the other books are. I think I've given every book in that series at least 4 stars. I think most of them are 5s, but it's gonna be great. Question 5, which goals did you reach / not reach last year? I did not keep up with my NetGalley arcs, which is a goal for this year. I would love to keep up with them. I just fell behind heavily, and I did my best to catch up in December and November, and I still have a few that I need to read, but as a whole, I did a pretty good job at reviewing most of them. My score is the highest it's ever been. It's at an 81% right now, so I'm patting myself on the back for that, but I'm not patting myself on the back for not keeping up with them and reading them all before they were published, which hopefully I'll do this year. And then I did reach my goal of reading 100 books. I read 344, which definitely surpassed the 100, but again, I don't want to set it higher because I don't want to be stressed about my goal. I mean, some people even set their goals at 1 book just so they can not think about it anymore. Like, they read their 1 book and they're like, wow, I already met a goal of the year, and the year has just begun. And then something else I didn't do was I did not journal, and I did not stay consistent with content. But I would love to do that this year, and I'm going to do my digital journal this year. I did talk about it in my last January book tag that maybe I'm just not a handwritten journal type of girly, and I had that digital journal instead. I still have it, but I never updated it, so we're gonna do that this year. We're gonna be motivated. I'm saying it here today, right? I am going to make a journal spread of some kind for every single book that I read in 2024. I'm already regretting saying that, but I can't wait to see the me next January saying I either met that goal or didn't meet that goal. But I guess only time will tell. Question 6. Are there any new releases this year you've heard of but have no desire to read? I have a list, okay? I have a list. Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. Don't want to read it. The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder this year, and it was kind of mid for me, so I don't think I'm gonna read any other Holly Jackson books. Sorry, not sorry. So I don't want to read this one either, obviously, because it's a Holly Jackson book. And then Funny Story by Emily Henry. Have no desire to read it. Emily Henry, I really liked Beach Read, but other than that, all of her other books have been very mid to not good to me. So I don't know why I continue to read her new books. I just need to stop. Another one, Come and Get It by Kylie Reed, which is the author of Such a Fun Age. I didn't really like that book, so I have no desire to read this one. And then The New Couple in 5B by Lisa Unger. It just looks very much the Paris apartment coded, especially the cover. I mean, they're almost identical. Most of the thrillers that are coming out this year you can put on this list also, but especially this one because like I said, it is very reminiscent of The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, and I DNF that book, so I don't want to read this one. Question 7. What are some reading habits you want to change this year, if any? I have a lot, so I'll go through them quickly. I would love to DNF more. Allow myself the ability to just put down a book if I'm not liking it. It doesn't matter if I'm past the 50% mark, because that's been a thing for me, where if I'm past 50%, I'm like, well, I've already put all this time and energy into the book, so why not just finish it at this point? But it's like I could be spending the time that it would take me to read the last 50% on something I love. So DNFing more in 2024. That rhymed and I did not mean it to. The next one I have is read more books off of my physical TBR. My physical TBR is over 700 right now, and I really need to get that down. I really need to get that number down. It's been a huge stress. It's like the devil on my shoulder right now. It's something I just constantly think about. I'm not saying I want to get it down to like 100, but I would love to get it down to at least 500 in the next year. That's maybe asking a lot, but there are some books that I could unhaul, and obviously if I read books that I actually own, then I could get it down to maybe 500 or around 500, but that means I won't be able to buy any more books, which ever since I've not been on my book buying ban, which I should have been this entire time, but ever since I took myself off of it, I've been very bad. I've been terrible, and I need to fix that. I need to read more of the books that I own and stop reading just whatever I feel like reading, because I own a lot of books that I'm interested in, so why not read them? And then one that I already kind of mentioned was to update my reading journal after every book I read. So that one for sure. And this one isn't really a reading habit, but it's something that I just want to share anyways. I actually want to unhaul books. I unhaul books a lot, but I just put them in a pile in my closet, or I put them in a pile elsewhere and just ignore them. So I need to actually start giving them away or selling them or putting them in little free libraries. I have a Pingo Books account. I just haven't finished setting it up. I haven't listed anything on there, but I have at least 200 books that are just chilling, waiting to be unhauled. Like books that I unhauled but didn't actually get rid of. So I need to do that this year for sure. And then another reading habit that I want to change is, I don't really know if this is a reading habit, but whatever. I want to allow myself to reread more this year. I always tell myself that I'm going to reread my favorite books, and I never do. So I want to make it a point to reread more 5-star books this year. Not even just 5-star, but books that hold nostalgia for me, books that I think I'll love even more the second time. I just obviously get overwhelmed with the 700 plus books on my physical TBR that I have not read yet, that I never ever allow myself to reread books. But then I read a lot of mid books or bad books when I could be rereading great books. I don't know. It's kind of like pick one or the other. You can't read more of your physical TBR and also reread more. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my darndest. We're gonna make 2024 such a good reading year, and that is that, okay? Question 8. Are there any adaptations you're excited about? Yes. The Watchers by A.M. Shine is going to be a movie this year. I haven't read the book, but I really want to, and don't really know what it's about, but it's a horror novel set in like a secluded woods type situation. I don't know, it just looks good, and I'm really excited about it. Also, The 3-Body Problem is being turned into a Netflix series, and again, I haven't read that book, but I want to watch the series. It looks very good. The trailer is already out. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. And then Harold and the Purple Crayon, one of my favorite childhood books, is being turned into a movie, and I'm super excited because like I said, it's my favorite childhood book, and I just can't wait to see it as a movie. I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be nostalgic AF, and it'll just be so cute. So cute. Those are the ones that are actually confirmed that are coming out in 2024. There are lots of other ones that have been hinted at that are coming out in the future, but I don't necessarily know if they're coming out in 2024, so I don't want to mention them on this list. Question number 9, favorite bookish memory of last year. I feel like you guys already know what I'm gonna say if you've kept up with me at all, if you've kept up with my Instagram Instagram at all, or just anything in general, Manda's wedding was definitely my favorite bookish memory of 2023. Watching Manda get married to the love of her life, literally I could cry. Literally I could cry, and I'm so glad that I was able to be there for that special moment and that special memory. And I met so many of my friends that I've met through BookTube in person for the first time. Literally the only person there that I had met in real life before was Manda. Everyone else I was meeting for the first time, and they are all as wonderful as you would think. You know, when you meet people in real life for the first time, you're like, okay, well maybe they're different in person. No, they were not. Everyone was great. We had the best time. I wish that we had been there longer, and I just can't wait to see them again and just make more memories together in person. When I think about it, I just can't believe that happened and that I got to be a part of it. Crazy what BookTube can bring you. And then question number 10, carryovers from last year that you still plan on finishing. And the answer for that one, as always, is a simple no. I do not carry over books into the next year. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!